Season, what a time to get it.
Yeah, I think it was on the right time. Luckily we got a point here. I think we deserved more the way we played. Maybe the second half, I felt like we were a little bit tired, especially in the beginning. We didn't really get the chance to get out of our half. And then obviously it's waiting until they have. I mean, the first goal, I think it's a little bit lucky. I blocked the ball, it goes in. Yeah, it's a difficult situation. I'm a little bit upset about that, but in the end, I'm really proud of the team, how we fought back, and in the end, get a point in a quite a difficult stadium.
Look, were you a little bit shell-shocked to go 2-1 down, that Richarlison goal, and then you've got a couple of minutes, but what does that show about this United that you still found a way?
Well, I think it's the same as last week. I mean, last year we lost against Forest 1-0. Last season we lost against Tottenham 1-0. And today and also last week, you see that we still have the fire in our belly to get a point, to get a goal. Even with 10 men. In that way, I'm really proud of the team. And yeah, the season is long, so in the end, if you don't lose these kind of games, it's always more important than how to say, drawing is more important than losing. So it's fine.
Well, look, it's 5 unbeaten now this season for you guys under Amorim. What has been the turning point?
Well, I think also today you saw we are really dangerous for opponents. I mean, we have a lot of speed in the front. We're really stable. We know our strengths also well. We utilize them also well. I think today even we had a lot of more opportunities to get in behind them because they are vulnerable in this. But yeah, I think we played a good game, and I think we could deserve a little bit more.
Yes, thanks so much for talking to us.
Those 2 goals in 7 minutes, and Manchester United haven't scored many from set pieces actually. Nice to see a goal from a defender and sharing these goals around.
It is, and it's normal to score from a set piece for defender. But the major thing here for me is during the game he was marked in a set pieces by Brennan Johnson, which for me, as we spoke with Jay, is a mismatch. You know, the Ligt is a strong and powerful defender. Brennan Johnson is quite the opposite. He's not as strong as him. You can see, especially on this set piece, how he loses the Ligt from the side. And then he's free to score that header. Of course, we can argue the goalkeeper can do better as well by pushing the ball out of the back of the net. But speaking from experience, sometimes when your header is so powerful, your reaction time is short, so you don't have time to quickly react. But the major thing for me is that Brennan Johnson was marking the Ligt in that so much.
Which is a little bit surprising because Spurs have conceded a fewest goals from set pieces in the Premier League.
100%.
They've been second.
Yeah, they've been good defending set pieces, but the whole setup, Brennan Johnson can't be marking the Ligt. You know, it is a mismatch. You know, he's twice his size. He loses him too easy. I think he just panics and he gets himself in the area where he's free, you know, and obviously Spurs end up conceding and that. And I mean, when you work so hard to get back into the game and then you concede in that manner, and that, of course, is disappointing.
And the way they got back in, I mean, the game seemed to be drifting away from Tottenham at 1-0 down, and then bang, from nowhere, 2 in 7 minutes.
Yeah, but like I mean, it's a transition. It's a transition. Odegaard does really well here, to be fair. You know, it's just like sort of like drop of the hips, brilliant. And he plays out to Udogie, but there, you look at it there, there's like Man United got bodies in the box, but it comes in, I mean, this is
your goal, Jay.
Yeah, so, you know what I like about it is the turn, it's calculated, like he knows what it's not, because when I first saw it, I thought maybe it's a bad touch, but you see him here, I mean, the ball goes wide and it's just such a good touch. You know, he means to do it, and, you know, you see here, but even so, I just feel like, I spoke before to Berber, I said about, when I played against Ferdinand and Vidic, and you know, if you got the better of the first man, the other man would always cover. And I just think when you look at it here, I've just felt like Luke Shaw maybe, because when the ball goes wide, you're defending the box. When the ball goes into the box, you're defending the goal. I just thought maybe he could have sort of like covered and tried to block, but saying that, it's an amazing turn and finish.
How clever was Richarlison then for 2-1?
Oh, man. Ugly goal, for sure. Ugly goal. But sometimes these type of goals are the most precious that you can score. And it was a typical centre-forward goal at the right moment, the right positioning, following the game, positioning your body in the proper way that you will be ready for the ball. And I don't think he even scored with a header. Probably a shoulder or something like this. But he was right there where he's supposed to be and following.
So that was one centre-forward at one end. But I must ask you, at 1-1, Benjamin Šeško on as a substitute, and actually came off injured in this as well. How big a moment was this for him and for United? Because if this goes in, he makes his confidence sky high, doesn't he?
Yeah, and we used to be strikers as well, and I want to be supportive, sympathizing with his situation. Yes, he needed to do better here, maybe take the ball more to the left foot, so this way eliminated the defender. We cannot take away from the tackle of Mickey van der Ven as well. Great tackle. But maybe that lack of confidence, playing minutes, that affect a player. And then when you get injured out of it, then it shows that you are maybe not ready to step into the game at full speed.
And I said that, I said before the game, at the top of the show, I said that for a centre-forward, when you've rested, dropped, wherever it is, you're not in a team, and you're disappointed, but make sure you're ready to come on, because you can change the game. You know, you get a moment, you get a chance where you can change the game. And I felt like that's his chance. I'm not saying it was an easy chance, because it was a great tackle, but at the same time, when you go through with, like, conviction and...
If you're scoring goals for fun and you're in the group...
Oh, yeah, he probably... Yeah.
Probably he's going to score.
It's the first touch always makes the goal. And the first touch, if you take the ball off the line, away from the defender, then you can go and finish. But when he watches it back, he'll be disappointed at that, because it didn't actually have a shot at goal. So yeah, and obviously it ends up getting injured. But that's why you have to be ready to come on and make an impact.
So let's get the shoulder goal out of the way then. You describe it as ugly, but it was a huge goal for Tottenham at the time, and for Richarlison, as you saw his reaction.
Some of the most important goals are the ugliest one. But again, the right moment at the right time. Look at him. He's following and waiting for the ball. Yes, you can speculate that the defender, whoever he is, I cannot see from here, is going out slower than he needs to look. But the position...
Ugarte.
It can happen, but the positioning of the body... I think that's even a shot from Odegaard. I don't think it's a cross, it's a shot. He's trying to shoot. Last minute of the game, put the ball there, whatever happens. But it ends up in the shoulder of Richarlison, who actually is pointing it out towards the goal.
Yeah.
Hoping that the ball is going to end up in the back of the goal, which happened.
Yes, it's a proper scruffy number 9 goal. But you have to be there to make contact and get it in the goal. And then it looks like Tottenham are going to get 3 points. You know, started slow, but then eventually, you know, with the good changes, got back into the game.
And is that the disappointment from Tottenham?
Yeah, 100%.
Having swayed it to go 2-1 up in front with a minute to go.
I think so, 100%. I think you've got to then see, you know, you've got to see the game out. You know, there's not long left. You've got to see the game out. Set piece, you have to make first contact. It doesn't matter where it goes, just make first contact, clear your lines. We said before about, you know, away from home, they've been so good this season. But in at home, the home form's not been the same. But I suppose the positive that you can take out of the game today is that obviously the way that they finished.
Almost a bit boring early on in this one. It took a while to get going, but what a brilliant finish it was. Now you've had time to reflect on it, Peter. Who do you think is going to be happier with the points? I think
going into the international break, I think they both probably take the point. I think Manchester United, certainly in the position they were. I think Tottenham first half especially were disappointing. You know, they were throwing balls into the box. I think that was fair to say. Didn't create a great deal. And Manchester United the same, really. And then, you know, we just went crazy towards the end with the substitutions working. Certainly with Spurs, they put an extra impetus in Spurs' play, and then a set piece at the end to kind of save Manchester United. But I suppose you have to look at it with lots of it labelled at Manchester United with their mentality, and you know, getting a draw out of the game in a difficult circumstances would prove that wrong.
There'd only been 3 shots on target up until Matisse Tel got the equaliser for Spurs in the second half. That substitution didn't go down very well, Owen, but with just his second touch, scored a brilliant goal.
Yeah, whether it was about Xavi Simons or Tel, but the fans weren't happy. You know, they hadn't created much from that point, but actually, once he came on, and Odegaard, he's the one who receives the ball in the half-turn there, and Udogie as well. That left side was completely transformed, and they created loads of opportunities, I think it's the most crosses they've ever had in a Premier League game into the box. But I just thought, Crouchy, this left-hand side, there was a little bit more positive and energy getting at Manchester United.
A hell of a lot more urgency. Odegaard, especially, you know, when he was facing Ahmad, he definitely had the beating of him. And you have to say it was a great finish. Took a slight nick here, but the first touch kind of sets it up from Tel, and obviously as a swipe at it, the touch from Ligt just takes it away from the goalkeeper. And big celebrations
from Thomas Frank. All 3 subs involved as well. We're giving him a lot of praise at that point for the impact of those subs, Crouchy.
Well, it's a sweet feeling, I think, certainly when the crowd may be on your back for some of the celebration, for some of the substitutions, and then you know, you manage to get the positive result and outcome, and them all contributing as well.
And then they just built from that to the point where Richarlison thought he'd won the game for them. The celebration certainly said that he thought he'd won it.
But you know what, Linz? They had loads of bodies in the box, obviously, for that first goal, and then obviously here,
You know, they just do really well. But Charleston, it's such a clever header, Crouchy, isn't it? You see on this angle, you know, Ugarte, he gets in there deep and he can't get out. He just doesn't have time. That's why Richarlison's onside. Obviously, they're going for the shot, but the header, Crouchy, from Charleston is great.
He needed that, Richarlison. He had a difficult afternoon, I thought, today, but that was his moment. It was a fantastic flick of the head, great finish. But yeah, I thought he had a difficult game. But the relief of that moment, I've been in those situations where you probably haven't had the best of the game. It's not really gone for you, and you feel like you've scored the winner, and that is a special moment.
Have you celebrated like that when you've thought you won it and then regretted it when you didn't take all 3 points?
Shirt off Linz would have been a red card for me, not just a yellow. So I'll refrain from that one in my career.